Quick flinch.
Yeah. Chip. The military's gonna nuke the moon. Or
Spoilers, dude.
or they thought about it. They thought about it heavily, dude. All the time. Everywhere, all at once. Nukes. Welcome to Smartly Uneducated, everybody. I am your lovely host, Ben, and I am joined by my awesome co-host, The Wiz.
Less lovely, though, I'll admit. Hey, everybody, how are you today? It is a beautiful day out in the world. It's nice, rainy, fucking... What day is... What month is this? May? Whatever it is. Beautiful, rainy May day. We have storms of brewing. Storms of brewing in my pants because, ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking, exciting news for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
I pooped my pants yesterday. It's true. You know, I don't know if you've ever drinking beet juice before.
I have.
I drank about a pint of beet juice.
How'd that work out for you?
Spoiler alert, I pooped my pants.
Shit, real good, dude.
It was dangerous. I thought I was bleeding, but it turned out it was just beets. So, ladies and gentlemen, I come to you in open arms to understand my dilemma and respect me. Please don't shame me too hard. Ryan, if you're in the comments today, Mr. Cisco, please don't write another fan fiction about me shitting. That would not. Please don't do that. You already made one fan fiction about me fighting aliens with wiener hands. So we can stay away from this one. Maybe I shouldn't have told you.
Can we? Can we?
But as per...
Hey, just so you know,
Yeah.
I do, before we start the actual topic and talk about Project A119, nukes towards the moon type narrative, I do have a current news thing that's going on right now in the UFO world.
Okay.
So, but I will reserve it after you're finished. But I want to make sure to say it so we didn't just forget about it and jump right in. So,
what a wonderful way to have a conversation.
hell yeah, dude. That's what I do. I
So
love
as per
interrupting
usual, I try to bring little news articles and new things that are going on in the world. I don't know if you all are just viewing for the first time, and if you are, thank you for joining me. My name's Evan. That's Ben. We do Smartly Uneducated. It's a good time. But there is this woman or Jabba the Hutt type of character who is over in San Diego, who is now the new health administrator over in San Diego, and they have just made new guidelines. I don't know if you'd care to go Google search real quick, Ben, but this individual's name is Virgie Tover.
How do you spell that?
Virgie.
I already don't like her.
Tover. That's the first one right there.
Tovar.
This individual has written a book saying...
oh my God. Oh my God.
See, I knew you were going to get all riled up.
I'm bringing it over onto this screen, baby.
This individual is now the health administrator of San Diego, saying that exercise is
bad.
Useless.
What?
And that there are different forms of exercise that we don't know about. Much like one of her plans of exercise is
Can I
existing. Yeah, I don't give a damn.
I found her on Wikipedia.
One of the forms of exercise is existing. Existing, I swear. So you just lay around in your bed eating Cheetos. You are now exercising and dieting properly. Another one.
Oh my God.
Another one. Hear me now. Please hear me now.
I'm hearing. Sorry.
Orbiting Earth.
She's orbiting Earth? That doesn't surprise me, dude.
So if you're on planet Earth, you are exercising by going around the orbit around the sun, the moon. That is considered exercise to this person. There was a video of her on Instagram
She looks more like Pizza
going around
Hut,
the
dude.
internet. She said, "Why does exercise need to be moving one foot after the other?"
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude.
Dude.
Y'all over there in San Diego, I am very sorry for you all, but Virgie Tovar, or however you want to pronounce this person's name, is a full-on retard when it comes to exercise and fitness relations. I don't know why they're paying her $12,000 a month to do that job, but wow.
$12,000 a month.
That's exactly right.
I'm
Let that one sink in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's sinking in still. Well, I mean, anyone who gives her a hug, they're gonna be sinking in forever, dude. Like, one, I don't give a shit. You can call me. This is you get. Anyone's
can we
gonna hear
get this person off the screen?
Nah, dude. I was leaving up there so you can see it. You know, because I didn't know if you saw it yet or not.
Oh, there's a photo of her in her
But-
underwear. I already saw that.
Straight up. Oh, dude, that hurt my brain.
Yeah.
Seeing that hurt me.
California is ruined.
I felt the weight of that problem over here.
Literally.
Oh, get it?
Yeah.
The weight, because she's fat.
Oh yeah. So for those of
I
you,
don't give a shit. I don't care if some liberal tard wants to be like, that's fat shaming body. I don't give a shit. Someone that dumb is over there saying the bullshit nonsense that she's saying, and she looks more like Pizza the Hut, if you ask me, because with all the fats just going down. If California wasn't already a lost cause, this cements it, dude. This cements it beyond cement. They went ahead and, laid down, like, they took hot molten steel and laid it down on top of the concrete and let it cool, man. It's feats of it. Just endless feet.
this is over exaggerative at its finest, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Not her weight. That's not over exaggeration. One tubby.
I knew that this was going to be
Dude,
something that gets you
hurts
riled
me.
up.
It hurts me. It hurts me.
Shaming and putting this person down is one thing.
I will. Every day. The rest of my life now. I'm going to send her lots of letters, handwritten letters.
Wow. Don't you have better things to be doing?
It's going to start like this. It's going to be like, she's going to open it. It's going to say, good morning, comma, double space down. You're fucking fat.
I sort of
Period.
regret bringing this topic up now.
And then I'm going to put several more space lines down, and I'll put best regards, comma, smartly and educated.
Yeah.
I'm locking you into this too, dude.
That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
It is what he wanted. It is, I promise. But what were you saying? There was other thing. You were about to go into something else.
So, I don't know if you follow the White House on X.
I do.
They have been posting some absolute bangers recently. Today, specifically, they released a lo-fi study relax to music.
Oh, yeah?
Live channel 24/7 of Donald Trump writing and signing executive orders
Does he talk
with
in it?
Chinese lo-fi beats behind it. You should pull it up. It is the coolest thing. It is so stinking funny, bro. It's insane.
Is it...
It's just if you go to their X and go to their... Here, I'll bookmark it on our account, so you can just go to our bookmarks.
Okay. Gotcha.
It it's phenomenal. Truly phenomenal.
Oh, there it is. I'm going to click it. It's going to play some sound.
It's just running side by side, Donald Trump in a Studio Ghibli form, drawing and writing and signing, and to the right is all of the EOs that he has signed, all of the executive orders, literally the executive orders that all going down the page all at that live time.
Is amazing.
Isn't that just beautiful?
That's dope. I'm not a fan of, like, I wish it was a little bit more chill beats. Just a little bit slightly.
It's rotating at all times.
Oh, it's live.
It's live, yeah.
Oh, shit. It's live. Okay. That's great, dude.
I think it's fantastic.
I know what I'm sleeping to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm jerking off to that.
Oh my gosh.
But on another note, I don't know if you've seen the new trucks that are being released in America. They're releasing a brand new electronic vehicle. Just refresh the page. And it's called the Slate. It is a fully customizable, rewritable, everything truck. It goes 150.
Who is releasing it?
Slate is the name of the company. It's a brand new company. It's probably like a Toyota clone or whatever. But this truck, I'm telling you right now, is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It is 157 miles to a full charge on the electric engine. It's $20,000 base. Awesome.
How far did you say?
157 miles.
Shit.
That ain't nothing.
It's nothing.
That ain't nothing.
Well, I got to work. Can't get home.
all they had to do was put like a turbo diesel engine in there, and it would have been a cheaper vehicle and a better efficiency vehicle.
Wow.
And it still would have been like $15,000 for it. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
That's horrible.
People are going to buy the shit out of it and realize that it's a piece of garbage.
It's like remember when Kia came out with, what was that car that came out? It was like 2006, 2007. Kia was on the rise, and they made that tiny little car that you could literally go buy for like $8,000 flat out.
I don't remember.
It was basically like a smart car, everybody. It was the size of one of those smart cars where it was like super tiny or whatever. I don't even remember. Maybe it was the smart car, or maybe they called it. I don't know. It was by Kia though, or Kia or Fiat. I can't remember. One of those two. Either way, it was like 2006, 2007. This tiny little thing, and everyone went and bought them up. You know, because it was like, oh, cost effective. We can buy a brand new vehicle for cheap.
It was the Fiats, the Fiat 500.
That was it. Yeah. All of those started getting returned within like 2 months. And people were still dumb enough to keep going and buying the same release model.
I will say
dude,
these vehicles that are small and cheap are a great starter vehicle for somebody who's just learning how to drive. But once you learn how to drive, you realize that this thing's useless.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, okay, now I want to drive 200 miles to the next town over. Oh, I can't. I literally can't do that. Yeah. I'm in a 75-mile radius because I have to go back.
Could you imagine, dude? That'd be like the worst vehicle to have if like there was an emergency situation going on or something, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here. There's an emergency. Everyone around me's panicking. Even my neighbors. Everyone's trying to flee in their vehicles. Like, I don't know, like a war scenario, World War III or something.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, you got to get out to the sticks. You get in your car. You start in the dead center of DFW Metroplex. You make it to Plano.
That's what I'm saying. It's useless. It's useless.
You're stuck in traffic too, so it doesn't even make it to 150.
You're going to like Richardson.
No, dude, you're making it to Mesquite, dude. And that's the worst part of the place you don't want to be, especially over by Downey's Mall.
Next to like Pleasant Grove or whatever, right? But that's for the locals out. That's for all you locals out here in the DFW Metroplex. You know your geography.
You know your geography. Hello.
Anyway, so no guests today, everybody. No guests going on.
Nope.
You said you wanted to talk about some sort of UFO. Hey, is this a Bitcoin miner? What is this thing?
That's a hard drive, dude.
Oh, it looks like a Bitcoin miner.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? We're not mining Bitcoin here.
I am.
Or don't tell them about all the money I wish I had. Yeah, I'm broke as fuck. But hey, you know what? Hopes and dreams, dude. But no. So this is the only little news segment I'm going to give, and then we're going to jump into, how the military wanted to nuke the moon, and that was heavily a serious thing that they wanted to do. So, in the world of the UFO community right now, Lou Elizondo, dude, decided to, in this meeting, he started addressing everyone, and he held up a picture. So, and it's crop circles. It's not even crop circles. It's farmland. And here's the worst part about it. I'm just going to say it here finally because I'm tired of commenting it
It's
everywhere.
literally a crop circle. It's literally
crop circles. That's all it is, but not the kind where it's like, oh, did aliens do it? It's like, no, we know for a fact humans do it.
It's a crop of circles.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But the thing is that he finally made comment on it, and he decided to say in his when he finally spoke out and said, I think it was earlier today or yesterday that he said it. He said, basically, he was given that photo that morning.
Yeah.
It was not vetted. And I'm like, that means this just doubles down and confirms that you intentionally are putting out things that are misinformation, and that's your sole job. I don't think he stopped working for the CIA. I think he still does.
Yeah.
And he's undercover. He's under a guise. And he was intentionally put out because people were becoming too aware of advanced technology. Not necessarily saying alien. I'm saying that they don't want people to fucking know about.
Okay, so before you go on with that, I have taken a step back from all this UFO stuff because it sort of consumed me for a little while. I took a huge step back from all of this. I just think Luis Elizondo is just in over his head and is an absolute idiot. I do not think he's smart enough to be part of the CIA. I do not think he's smart enough to know where the UFOs are. I simply think that he, at one point, was like, I know something, and people started taking him seriously because he was in a position of power. And I just think he's not smart enough to do all that. Based off of a lot of the evidence that he's given us over the past few years, I think that he's just a moron.
I think that's the point. I personally do. I think that's the point.
And that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't think the CIA is going to work with him because he's a liability.
Well, this was not his thing. His job before was literally in espionage. He was supposed to cause disinformation,
I know that.
manipulation. And this is firsthand because look at the general populace. Look at all the people who ate up all this stuff. I even fell for his first one he ever put out because it reminded me of an old photo that I'd seen a long time ago. Ended up not being the same photo, but I fell for it due to that reason. After that, I started watching him more closely. And everything he has produced and said and put out has been a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, a bunch of baloney,
and he's
right?
doing it on purpose. Because honestly, man, at this point, it's very clear. Because the general person in the UFO community, no offense, I'm part of that community too. We are here. Well, the average person, not someone who contributes, but is like tuning in on and off, trying to see what's relevant and what's new, and basically they just believe most people believe what the fuck they see on the internet. If someone puts a post saying like, dude, I saw this dragon come out of the sky and ate my dog, you're going to see about 1,000 comments down below going, yeah,
Me
dragons
too,
are
me
real,
too.
dude. I saw it. Dude,
It happened to me too.
dude, my brother's cousin grandpa shot one once and it got mad and it said, why'd you do that? And then we became friends. That's the kind of shit that people comment.
It's very regular.
So
Very
it's,
regular.
but the thing is, you would think, oh, those are probably just bots or someone being satire. But then when you go and actually watch some, like you actually pay attention to what people are commenting, you realize this isn't an act. Like they genuinely believe half of the nonsense and bullshit that's out there that's blatantly a lie.
Yeah.
And you know, it would make perfect sense because there is a bunch of stuff getting leaked. Someone wasn't happy about it. And then they're like, what can we do to counter this? I don't know. What if we put out fake whistleblowers? I mean, look at that most recent one that Jeremy Corbell put out.
Yeah, the egg.
No. What was his name? Something Brown or whatever. He just came out on an episode of Weaponized or whatever. And basically I'm not even going to get into it. My point was just to bring up Lou because Lou's pissed me off. And I'm tired of seeing everyone posts everywhere as if it's credible, but then also on the other hand, not even the credible side, there's people posting it just to like be like, yeah, he posted this. It doesn't look good.
It's just clickbait
like,
stuff.
oh, I know. But it's just
whenever
like,
I first
set
saw
the
that
record
photo,
straight.
I thought it was a church wafer. I thought I was taking communion because it looked like a communion wafer on a piece of paper. And I was like, oh man, I'm not in church. Where's the grape juice?
Yeah.
It looked so stupid. It makes they're trying to discredit the UFO community as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I think Lou is the best person that they put into it.
Yeah. Because
they wanted someone in there who's going to help be a part of the Disclosure Act because Lou's a part of it. You got a bunch of retards, basically. All the wrong people are a part of Disclosure at this point. No offense to George Knapp or Jeremy Corbell. I'm more read up on George Knapp. And George Knapp has done a lot of real fucking work. And I can say that I hope his name does not get tarnished from this new wave of disclosure that's obviously bullshit.
Well, then it sounds like we need to do a little episode on George Knapp thing because we need to make sure he stays accredited, right?
Yeah. Stephen Greer, I like Hood Greer personally. Thug Greer.
I like Hood Greer too.
Yeah,
dude.
Dude.
I also think he's
dreads.
useless too, but
yeah, it's a lot of talk, all fluff.
yeah, well, that's how most of the UFO community is. They're like, they're out there, trust me, they're out there.
Oh my god,
I have a photo evidence, but it's blurry, and I took it while I was shaking because I was on meth.
It was a mess.
A lot of it's just like fucking look at me, I'm important too. That's all it comes down to.
I think the best example, and we're gonna walk away from this and let's talk about Project,
moon bombing.
Moon bombing here, nuking. Moon nuking. Dude, I'm going to make a shirt that says moon nuking, dude. Yeah. I'm a moon nuking type of mood today.
Hell yeah.
What was it? Man, now you made me lose my thought. Oh, well.
Well, dang it.
Let's jump into it.
You know what? Leave it to
Jump into it.
Leave it to America to treat the moon like it owes its money. Right?
Dudes hovering up there controlling our ocean. You owe us money, dude.
Hey, pay your taxes. Do taxes. Come on.
Where are those lunar taxes at?
Don't make me shit your pants. Get down here.
Do you want beets growing up there? You're not going to like it. Anyways. All right. So Project A119. So if anyone has ever even heard of this, if you haven't heard of this, that sucks. It does, but that's okay because not many people do. So I want everyone just to buckle up because we're going to be diving basically into like a Cold War style fever dream.
Oh God, how exciting!
This is like the fact that they thought about actually doing this is what blows my mind. They literally considered nuking the moon. So let's just say, so picture this. It's 1958.
Okay.
Right?
Hey,
the Cold
ladies,
War.
I'm going to beat you. Give me a cigarette.
The
All
Cold
right,
War.
1950s, I'm in.
Yeah, 1958. The Cold War is one giant pressure cooker right now. And the Soviets just yeeted Sputnik in the orbit, right? And America's feeling like the kid who got picked last in dodgeball, bro. And so the U.S. Air Force, not one to sulk, decides it's time for the ultimate glow up, bro. They wanted to glow up, and they're like, how can we one-up these motherfuckers? Son of a bitch, I got it. So I started blasting nukes at the moon in my dream. And that was basically their logic. No exaggeration. But they're like, basically, they were like, let's nuke the moon. And then it wasn't like, kind of like, not very subtly, either it was like going to be a detonation, so bright it'd be visible from Earth type thing, or it would be, and then while that's happening, everyone's gonna be like, USA, USA, what moon you gonna land on now, motherfucker? It's gone.
Yeah, it's like
what?
Russia lands Sputnik up there, and they're like, well, hold on, hold the phone. We can't have anybody up there but us. Blow it up. Get rid of it.
Dude,
you can't. If we can't have it, nobody can have it.
They were doing a bunch of blow too when this was happening. Yeah,
hey, that's like the way it smells.
Oh my gosh. So, so this wasn't like a barroom bet or like a science fiction. Sorry, this wasn't like a barroom kind of bet or sci-fi pitch or anything of that nature. It was literally a real classified project codenamed A119, commissioned by the Air Force Special Weapons Center (AFSWC) at Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. So the official port is called. So this is the official port. It says a study of lunar research flights, volume 1. So it dropped on. Technically, it became into existence on June 19th, 1959, and it was authored by Leonard Rieffel. I'm assuming that's how you spell it. Say his last name. It's Reiffel.
You know better than me.
He's rifling around, dude. Of the Armor Research Foundation. So it's 186 pages of unclassified insanity.
Hell yeah.
Which we're going to actually put up here on the screen for everyone to see here in just a second. But yeah, it's just pure insanity. Detailing how to blow up part of the moon for silence, military clout, and like straight up pure geopolitical flexing, dude. They're just like, they blew it up and all those scrawny nerds back there are going, ah!
Yeah, we did it.
Dude, they tried to be like those chicks you see in those shorts. Like,
I did not think my voice was going to go that high. That was amazing.
Dude, that was pretty good. No, dude, they basically were like trying to put the watermelons between their thighs and crack them, but they're skinny little nerds and like, get the hammer. Like, oh, let's hit it with a nuke. Like, dude, I
like the
kills
solution.
me.
I love the solution of anything America, right?
Blow
like,
it up.
Yeah, this fucking shoot it. Does it have oil? it's like they pointed a gun at China from New York and just shot and like hoping they'll hit.
Well, that's the sad part, dude, is that like I realize that American narrative is intertwined into most Americans regardless. Because, if I ask myself right now, it's like, dude, if you were like living on a ranch somewhere, chilling out and something caught you off guard, could just be a fox, but you can't, or a raccoon or something. It's a little dark outside. You're not sure. What's the first instinct to go through your head?
Take my pants off.
Gun.
Oh,
Shoot.
whoa. Totally different.
I was talking about your lower gun, but we're on the same. No, dude. Unholster. Wait, I gotta prime it.
I don't know about you, but I got to kill with no pants on.
What?
I don't know about you, but I got to kill with no pants on. See, the joke would have been way funner if you heard me the first time. Damn it.
Dude, I love killing with
Thank
no
you,
pants
everybody
on.
out there, for listening to me. I'm fucking hilarious. I see you all out there.
I love killing with no pants on, dude.
I mean, coyotes, they're eating my chickens. Pants off, gun out.
Pants off, gun out.
That's just how it goes.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
how I got taught. Whenever...
Socks on, because it's business time.
Also,
Fly to the Concourse, baby. All right.
it's business time, and it's kind of cold outside. I don't want my toes get cold. That's how you catch colds.
That's how you catch colds. Colds on the toes.
I'm keeping my shoes on, though, because I don't want to
Yeah.
get splinters. But anyway, I started blasting.
Anyways, I started blasting. So let's jump back into it. So, like I said, this was literally for military clout, supposedly science, and just geopolitical
I
flexing.
love that.
That's
Supposedly science.
That's it. So to understand Project A119, you got to rewind to October 4th, 1957. So when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, that little beeping beach ball in orbit, you know what I'm talking about,
A little beach ball.
wasn't just a scientific kind of like win. It was a one giant gut punch to like basically American pride, straight up, because it was this massive, because it was the Cold War was going on, so it was a bunch of just heated back and forth. So the fact that they launched Sputnik up, America was like, rabble, 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 rabble. But shh, we don't want the Russians to know we're upset. Shh, what can we do? Nuke it. I would have thought it would be smarter just to nuke Sputnik.
Oh, that would have been a much better
That would have
play,
been
just to
way
shoot
cooler.
down Sputnik out of space.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna fucking do now, bro? That was your only one because you're on a budget.
I just don't think we were smart enough to be like, all right, follow the trajectory. We have to shoot it properly to hit Sputnik traveling at 38,000 miles per hour. No, they're like, ah, shit. What's the biggest thing up there?
So, sorry. Let me.
God, the 1960s had to be wild, bro.
It was.
They had to be like, just finally booze is legal again for the past 15, 20 years. So they're just hammering booze like crazy.
Oh my god, dude! You just solved it. They're all fucking shit faced. They're like, fuck yeah, booze are back. Oh, they're all drunk, standing around their fucking computers, and they're just like, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do about Sputnik? We just blow it up, dude.
They're smoking. They're smoking
Just followed
medical
up the shit.
cigarettes.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Cowboy killers. Dude.
Cigarettes used
Hell
to be
yeah.
like a doctor's prescribed medicine. So back in
Take me back in time.
like oh, you're having a cold. Here's 15 packs of smokes, baby. Lucky strike just for your heart.
Oh, dude, your blood pressure's not gonna feel anything. I promise.
So they're over there down in Moscow mules and hard whiskey and just smoking cigarettes like it's the end of the day, and they're wondering how to take out the moon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to go back. That sounds amazing.
I want to go back.
That sounds amazing.
But so let's continue on so we can like get
Is that
into
when
the
America
juice
was
of
great
this.
again?
That was when America was great.
Again,
We are considered
Back to the
fact
future.
that we considered nuking the moon. That was like the peak of just being awesome.
I mean, we could still do it today. We have bigger, better nukes. Hey, Donald Trump, if you're hearing this,
Dude.
I have a wonderful, outstanding proposal for you. Proposal? I have an outstanding proposal. Fuck.
what the fuck?
Write an EO. Time to nuke the moon, baby.
Time to nuke the moon.
Proposal. How do you say that word?
Proposal.
Proposal. There
Usually
we
I'm
go.
the one who screws up.
That's not true.
But it's usually
that's
with names.
not true.
Usually it's with names.
You just said
I can't say foreign names well at all.
Remember that time you started the show by saying a gay slur?
Yeah, false fags. That's what I say to all the
That was
trans people
hysterical.
out there. Oh, no one caught that one.
I did. Everybody cut it.
So anyways, let's get back on point here. So where was I? So
We have the
yeah,
most
it was
ADD show.
basically a giant gut punch to the American pride. So the US was supposed to own the skies, right? That was a big deal. The US was supposed to own the skies, and now the Reds were flexing in space. All the commies were. They're like, dude, you own the skies, dude. We own space. We're up here in orbit. What are you gonna fucking do? We're above your bullshit. So cue the national panic, headline screaming about the space race, and basically a Pentagon that's desperate to clap back against the cheeks. You know? So Anyway, so by 1958, the Air Force Special Weapons Center was tasked with finding a way to reassert dominance, and that is where it enters in Project A119. So it was born under project number 5776-57853.
Oh, that's fucking
I
boring.
know, it's a mouthful, dude.
I like the logo they have for it.
I wish they had just titled it Project Moon Nuking Time.
I mean, it was by the Air Force.
You know? Moon Nuking Time, dude.
Duke Nukem Moonum time.
I mean, maybe that's where the people who made Duke Nukem got some inspiration for the character of how outlandish it is of a game. They're like, what game? I was really obsessed with that project. I'm just kidding. That Duke Nukem came out before the project was ever declassified. But anyways, so where was I? I lost my place. So the goal wasn't just to match Sputnik, but to overshadow it with a stunt so audacious it'd make the Khrushchev choke on his borscht. Borscht.
That sucks. I hated that joke.
I tried so hard on that one.
That joke sucks.
Listen, dude, I'm not Russian, okay? All I know is I don't like fucking sauerkraut.
That joke
and I'm
hurts.
pretty sure that's a German dish.
That's definitely German. I love sauerkraut.
I
actually.
don't like German
Did you know that
dishes. Except for
sauerkraut
sausages. Beer
sauerkraut's
lunches
the
are good.
most is the best way to have your probiotics? It's a
Up
scoop.
your butt?
Huh?
What? No,
How'd that happen?
You take the pill up your butt, you know what I mean?
That's not. Whoa. Hold up. Pause. Are you taking probiotics anally?
I don't take probiotics because I'm too manly for them. I look at them and cancer gets mad.
You're like,
I think that just means I'm a disease, dude.
I think that you're just dumb. You're like,
I think I'm just dumb,
probiotics? What's that? Gay? I'm not doing that.
dude.
Is it takes away my farts? Nah, dude.
You have pro and bi in the same word. I'm straight. I'm not doing this.
That's ridiculous. I love it.
Anyways, let me get going.
Didn't DARPA become a part of this?
We'll get there.
Okay, gotcha. I also love the logo. I said it a moment ago. I love the logo for Project A119.
Yeah. Oh, I should. So for anyone listening right now, I'm going to go ahead and pop up the document so you guys can see where we got all this information. And like I said, it's 186 pages. And this
Holy shit, that's so many pages.
Yeah.
That logo is awesome. I just got to say.
Dude, look at a little nuke in the middle.
I want
It's
that
so
to be
dope.
my family
So
coat of
dope.
arms.
I know, it's so dope. So yeah, this is the document. Anyone can go pull it up. In fact, we'll throw the link in the chat here in just a second. I actually got this document from the Black Vault. That was the easiest place to get it. You can also go and get it from oh, that popped it down. You can also go and get it from, FOIA. National Archives has it in there now, and I believe the FBI Archives has it in there now. But yeah, this document is 186 pages. So I had to basically do a couple of late night readings.
You read this whole thing?
Yeah, it was a
No.
bitch
Why?
because I wanted to learn it. I wanted to see what they were thinking. Like, was it going to be?
Did you skim through it or did you read it?
I skipped over some of the pictures because I was like, no, I just want to
the
read what it
pictures
actually
are the best
saying.
part, dude.
There were some parts that I skipped over, like some paragraphs. Like I start to skim it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not talking about anything specific. It's just a bunch of redundant bullshit on and off. But yeah, so like it even has like math equations in there and shit. Like, dude, it's got everything. And look, they even like did the vectoring. Like, look at this one right here.
That's so awesome, actually.
Yeah, dude. Like, there are really cool pictures in this too. Like, don't get me wrong, there are. But there are some that are like halfway printed, like it's faded off, so you don't even know what the fuck you're looking at.
Angular distribution of luminosity of diffuse and specular spherical reflectors. Stop moving it. Illuminated by sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I don't know. I know what those words mean, but not together. Over here, smartly uneducated. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, dude. It's quite interesting. So anyways, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew where we were getting the information from. But with that being said, I went through and I read this dang thing, and there we go. I just dropped it in the chat. That's from the Black Vault. It was an easy place to get it from if anyone's interested to see this document for themselves. So with that being said, let me continue on this little journey we're on. So the goal wasn't to match Sputnik, but to overshadow it with a stunt so audacious I already said that joke. Anyways, the Armor Research Foundation. a think tank tied to the Illinois Institute of Technology was hired to crunch these numbers. So they were hired to crunch these damn numbers, and their mission was to basically just figure out if a nuclear detonation on the moon was feasible, and what it yield and how would it look to the folks back on Earth. Like, what kind of popcorn theater show are we getting, like, at the drive-in? You know what I mean? Like, are we about to see impending doom coming at us because we really didn't think about this?
Well, yeah, you'd get rocks launching back down at you. That's a great way to have
Would the oceans
doomsday.
just start going crazy and flood the Earth and cause massive
We all know, dude,
tsunamis?
it's a flat Earth, brother. The moon does nothing, dude. The tides go in, the tides go out. You can't explain it. Nobody can, not even Neil deGrasse Tyson. So you know that if the moon blows up, brother, there ain't gonna be no problem here, dude. Maybe raining rocks, but that's about it. We have the Dyson sphere covering us up by the dome, brother, over here on flat Earth, dude.
On flat Earth.
That's just me talking to Ben here. Hello, everybody. I forgot you're here.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, so
If you're still listening, I'm sorry.
if you're still listening, I am sorry of all of that. But anyway, so let me pull my document back up. Where to go? So
I mean, if they bomb the moon, it's going to send shrapnel back.
yeah, lots of things would happen up there. I'd imagine lots of things that are not good.
And down here, too. A lot of things would happen down here.
Yeah, a lot of.
As
things
we know,
would
the
happen.
Earth is a anthropomorphic moving egg circle. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. So the report's intro doesn't really mince any words, So like basically like among various possibilities, the detonation of a nuclear weapon on or near the moon's surface has often been suggested. Like that literally if anyone needs a translation of that, it basically says, yeah, we've been kicking around the idea of nuking the moon for a while. Why don't we just make it official?
I love that so much.
I mean, that's how it translated in my head, and that's how I wrote it down. I was
It's all right. It'll just
write
ring
it
like a
down.
bell, right? The hollow Earth, hollow
Oh,
moon.
what, dude? Could you imagine if we launched a nuke to it, and then all the conspiracy theories about the moon being actually like an alien base turns out to be
alien
true?
prison.
You just see a little hole open up and a little like weird rock come out and zap the thing, and it just goes poof.
It just eats it up. It just opens up. The rocket goes inside of the
God.
moon.
You ever seen those videos where people use like the AI stuff to generate like the like planets exploding or like a giant person crushing the Earth?
Yes.
Have you seen the one where they made the moon rotate around because it woke up and it's a big monster face and it
No.
just comes and starts eating it? Just face plants in the Earth and destroys it, right? But that's what I imagine. All of a sudden it wakes up, it just rotates around and it's a big mouth with
You've
teeth, and it's like
awoken
nom
me.
nom nom, But anyways, so so yeah, it doesn't mince any words in the start of the report. And this wasn't about exploration, it was about optics. So like a mushroom cloud glowing against the lunar surface, visible through backyard telescopes, would be the ultimate middle finger to Moscow, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
you put you put Sputnik up there, what? It's a fucking 20-ounce soda can floating around, dude. Now see what we just fucking did to the moon? Like, we're the alphas here. Get
Okay.
over it.
I just decided
But-
to ask Grok what would happen if we bombed the moon with a nuke.
Well, what does Grok have to say about it?
It's a vacuum up there, my dog. We got to remember, it's a vacuum.
Yeah.
So the moon lacks an atmosphere. So a
Hold on a
nuclear
second, let me go plug in my vacuum real quick.
So a nuclear explosion would not produce a traditional shockwave or fireball. Instead, it would release intense electromagnetic radiation, gamma rays, X-rays, and high-energy particles. The blast would eject lunar soil and debris at high velocities, but without air to carry it. The debris would follow ballistic trajectories, either escaping into space or falling back to the surface of the moon.
Interesting.
So a lot of it would just go right back down to the moon.
but what if there's nothing left of the moon?
We would need a big-ass bomb for that. If there's nothing left of the moon, then it's just going to create its own orbit. It's
Well,
gonna-
we all know it's just a shell. Come on, man.
Well,
Sorry.
I find it interesting because my immediate brain, my little
They talk about that in here.
my
about
little
the
monkey
vacuum and
brain
all
is
that
like
stuff.
is just like, okay, so we're gonna have giant rocks flying at Earth, which I'm sure we would have some, but not nearly as many as my brain immediately thinks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So basically, if ever, to who all's listening right now, basically Sputnik was like the Soviets TPing our house, and then Project A119 was basically America saying, fine, we'll burn down the whole damn neighborhood.
That's right.
Like, hell yeah, dude. Like, but anyway, so let's talk about Carl Sagan a little bit. He's behind this madness.
No shit.
Yes. So the team behind A119 wasn't a bunch of Doctor Strangelove kind of wannabes in a bunker. These were legit scientists led by Leonard Rifle, a physicist at the Armor Research Foundation. Rifle was no slouch. He later patented tech for the X-ray telescopes, work on particle accelerators. Like, this dude knew what the fuck he was doing in the realm of science, right? At that time. So his crew included a young, pre-fame Carl Sagan.
The young man, fresh out of college.
He was only 24 years old at the time.
Holy shit, young man.
Yep. So he was fresh out of grad school, like you had just said. He actually was. He was fresh out of grad school when he got pulled into this project, and already was like in the whole like, let's ponder the cosmos and like all that crap. So yes, that Carl Sagan, the guy who'd later hypnotized PBS viewers with Cosmos.
Pale blue dot.
Yeah.
Pale blue dot.
And billions and billions.
Billions and billions and
of
billions.
stars was crunching numbers on how to nuke the fucking moon when he was 24 years old.
That's so tight. I bet he was so scared of that. I bet he was like, why are we doing this? What the fuck? I love that place.
Yeah.
I love that place. Don't blow it up, dude.
Dude, I like that place a lot. But yeah, so Sagan contributed to chapters on lunar organic matter and contamination risks, showing early signs of his obsession with extraterrestrial life, right? Other contributors included physicists like John Dwyer and Edward Ney.
Unimportant.
Yeah. So, and they tackled the whole radiation and plasma effects. So let's picture this. Imagine Carl Sagan, barely old enough to rent a car, sitting in a room, with chain smoking Air Force kind of brass cake eaters, right? Scribbling equations on how to blow up the moon. This is the guy who'd later tell us to cherish our pale blue dot. But first, he's like, let's eat a nuke into that motherfucker.
That kind of makes sense.
See what happens.
His timeline, right? They're like, hey, you're just out of college. You're smart still and young and bold and brash.
You're smart still.
Let's get you up here and calculate how many nukes we need to blow this place up. Is it 1 megaton or 100 megatons? He's like, actually, I'm willing to change my studies to loving the universe instead of trying to kill the universe.
Yeah.
There's no oil on the moon, America. You can relax.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that so just to move on from, or to kind of add one more thing about Carl Sagan real quick. So, pardon me. Sagan's involvement wasn't just a footnote. Decades later, he accidentally leaked his role in A119 while applying for a fellowship, which is how the public got wind of this lunacy crap.
Yeah.
Because he applied for a fucking fellowship and he let it slip. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy, reference, nuking the moon at the top of the list, sir. His biographer, Key, I don't know if it's pronounced Key or K, Davidson confirmed it in 1999 and declassified the documents, backed it up. Or declassified documents backed it up. I said that weird. Anyway, so let's talk about the science objectives. Like, what did they hope to learn from a lunar boom? You like that? It's a lunar boom, dude.
Lunar boom.
That's probably why all the boomers are weird nowadays, dude. They're probably that lunar boom, A little lunacy in that boomernicity. Whoa.
There's something in there.
Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Dude, it's in there somewhere. I don't know where it is because I'm not funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's finally admitted it. You heard it here first.
Dude, I'm only funny to myself. Okay? Like, I only enjoy being funny to myself. I'm not here for you.
Where's the cricket soundboard?
It's gone now. I thought you were about to randomly start clicking buttons. Countdown. Intro. Anyway, so let's give credit where it's due, though. So A119 wasn't about, just about flexing or any of that crap. The scientists saw a chance to basically answer really big questions about the moon and space, and the report outlines a basically smorgasbord of experiments, and some tied to the nuke, others doable without it. So here's kind of like my little hit list I pulled from this document. So you got seismic studies. So could a nuclear blast, under seismic studies, it was basically was like, could a nuclear blast send shockwaves through the moon, revealing its internal structure? So it's like thinking,
pretty smart.
like basically like think of it like an ultrasound for a celestial type entity, like a body.
There's got to be
You
better
know.
ways for that.
Oh yeah, there's got to be a lot of.
I mean,
bugs. I mean, I feel like they did pretty good on one of those the whatever Apollo mission where they made it ring like a bell. I feel like that kind of did the job.
Absolutely, and also
You know?
maybe a radar scan, or maybe some sort
Yeah.
of satellite that can then scan the moon.
Dude, they're gonna do one of those like scans they did for the pyramids, and what's gonna pop up is like a weird kind of like glowing looking dick and balls.
No, it's going to
So
be a
it's like, fuck
swastika. That's where Hitler went. Do you not remember?
Oh, it's like the Nazis on the moon, dude. So, anyways, so and then you've got the spectroscopy.
Whoa,
Spectroscopy.
We know it's unbinged.
Dude, I hate saying that word. High speed spectroscopy of the explosion could analyze lunar surface material, identifying its composition. Right now, the next is like radiation environment. How would a nuke's fallout interact with the moon's radiation field? This could teach us about space's, high energy environment. You got the magnetic field study part of it, where it's like, could the blast plasma and fallout reveal the moon's magnetic properties? And then you've got like thermal conductivity, so like infrared measurements of post-blast heat, like to shed light on lunar surface properties, organic matter, plasma physics, and there's a few more inside that document. That was just highlights I was pulling.
Yeah,
So-
I do find it very interesting, the concept still, right?
Mm-hmm.
All jokes aside, in order to deter another combatant to go to space, yeah, your mortal enemy who you're up in arms with is like, hey, we just went up there. What do you got now? And our only retaliation is, I don't know, let's fight them, let's kill them, let's blow them up.
Yeah.
It's also put fear into China. Puts fear into other enemies. Is it the right way to go about doing it? Nah, probably not. But it was probably their only tactic, because we know they never actually went to the moon.
Yeah.
And we know that if Sputnik would have landed up there, and granted, Sputnik was what, a ball of metal that just launched off of a missile? That's nothing fancy. But still, we needed some way to be like, hey, screw you, we're going to kill you now. It was just another Cold War tactic, right?
Yeah. And the was it? So let's talk about the plan that they wanted to do, right? Well, actually, you know what? Before I say that, I did write down, hopefully you find this entertaining. So, they basically wanted to turn the moon into a science fair project.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of baking soda volcano, it's a kiloton nuke. Participation trophy not included.
A kiloton?
Yeah. Participation trophy not included, bro.
No, definitely not.
Nope, not even a little bit. But anyways,
I mean, if I'd say this participation trophy, boom, look at us, dude. We bombed it. You didn't. You suck. We rule.
and every American standing on the surface that knew nothing about what was about to transpire was like, yeah, I was a participant. My country.
Yeah, no, those are aliens. If that happened nowadays, X would be blowing up like, I knew there's aliens up there. Why didn't they bomb it sooner?
Dude, I'll be honest. If they were doing that and I lived back then and they actually went through with it, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's nothing I can fucking do to stop them. So I'd probably just set up a tailgate at my house.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, we're gonna be cooking, waiting for some really bad thing about to happen to us. I'd be like, dude,
I'd pull out
burgers,
the
beer.
camera. I'd be recording it. Like, I gotta show my parents this, my kids this
Oh,
later on in
yeah.
life.
Oh, well, if there's a later on in life, you never know.
Oh yeah,
What if they got-
that's why I'm filming it.
What if they see the nuke going, they're looking at it through the telescope, and they're just like, I thought you threw a kiloton up there. That looks like a quadruple bazillion ton. The largest one we got in our box. Like,
We gotta send a message to Russia. We gotta send the message right too.
we got to send it right. Like, all you can eat buffet of nukes. How bad, dude? Like, well, if you were the nuke guy, the one supposed to turn the key, right? And you fucked up. Like, what if you're like whatever role it is that preps the nuke silo, right? Like to make it go active, and you accidentally activated like 10 of them
Okay.
instead of just one.
I'll be honest.
Like-
I don't think that I'd be able to do that job. I think I'd be way too nervous, and I'd probably like
Jump the gun.
either too early or just pass out from the stress, and it wouldn't happen.
I can see it now. You're gonna be like Sully from Monsters Inc. when he thinks Boo's getting crushed in the trash compactor. Whoa, just like falling over every 5 fucking seconds.
Turn the knob! Turn the knob! Oh god! Oh god.
Oh, he shit his pants, dude.
Again! Damn it!
Freaking the general walks in. It smells like shit in here.
It smells like beets.
It smells like beets in here, dude. Anyway, so the plan. So how to nuke the moon? Nuke the moon without breaking it. So here's where it gets a little real. And the Air Force didn't just want to daydream; they literally planned it. Like they literally planned every step of this. Step of this. So
Step it is.
So the weapon, a kiloton class nuclear warhead, likely in the like 1 to 10 kiloton range. Think like Hiroshima. Shimo. Think Hiroshima.
Yo, we are bad at words
dude,
today.
I'm having a struggling night. So think Hiroshima's little boy at 15 kilotons for scale.
Dude, they couldn't come up with a better
Right.
name for that bomb.
I know, man. Every time you say kilo, I think we're about to like get like into drugs.
No, we
or
got
something.
Jeffrey Epstein
What?
would have loved that bomb.
He would have loved that bomb. Fuck.
Bring me, little boy.
Oh, dude. So the report doesn't specify the exact yield, but it was small enough to fit on a rocket. So the delivery, launch the nuke via an intercontinental ballistic missile, or also known as an ICBM, or early space rocket, like a modified Atlas or Thor. So the payload would soft land or detonate on impact. So they were considering having it land there and then detonate.
Well, that makes sense.
Dude, how shitty would it be is like it's going up, right? And let's say there's like some space, like some type of like astral debris floating around our orbit, and that thing's just about to get out and it gets hit. Boom! Like right
or it
there.
misses. And it's got to come back because of gravity.
Into Pluto. Now we know why Pluto no longer is a planet. Wait. No, is it considered a planet now? It was a rock
I ain't
back
got
in the day.
no idea.
But dude, maybe that's why Pluto's got no atmosphere nowadays.
See,
It's
I'm
because-
thinking more of like
it's
we
because of that.
we shoot it up there with bad math, and it misses the moon by like 1,000 miles, and it uses the gravity of the moon and just whips it back down.
Slingshots it back.
Like, oh no,
Oh.
Mr. President, we fucked up.
Oh, it'd be even worse, dude. It misses, but then it orbits around.
You get John F. Kennedy. I've messed up. The
I've-
math was wrong. The missile is coming back. It's landing in Singapore.
Just imagine the slingshot effect. It goes out, and then all of a sudden, it orbits around like like Jupiter or Saturn. That's huge, right? And the gravitational pull gives it a good
That's what I'm
boost,
saying.
bro. And it comes back going like 8 times the speed.
It's like a rod of God times 10.
Dude, all those nerds that are at the launch sites, like, what are the calculations where it's going to hit on Earth? Sir, it's going to hit precisely where it launched from. Dude, all those nerds. You're going to see, like, literally, if it was if there was a camera there, you would see them all looking up and the camera would pan out and it would show finally down to where their feet are sitting, and then the camera would slowly pan down, and all of a sudden, right before it it pans completely underneath like ground level and like blacks out, you're just gonna see a turd just go. Dude, they're shitting themselves. They had too many beet juice because there's a lot of beets up there coming back at them, dude.
Were they
Telling you
sitting
right
down?
now.
they
They're
shit
standing,
through
dude.
the chair.
Dude, they shit through the chair. That's like a oh shit.
The missile dookie.
Like grip the handlebar.
I
in the
just
bathroom, dude.
love the idea of the missile being slingshotted back.
slang shot.
What's the past participle term for slingshot?
You slung it, dude.
Slungshotted?
Just call it slingshot. You're right.
It's like squeeze and squoze. I squoze the lemon.
This is bad. Just keep going. Go
Yeah,
through what you were trying to get to.
Well, that's about it.
Okay, cool. Well, then
You
I'm going to keep
squoze
going
the-
through
You
this.
squoze the lemon, you squeeze the lemon, you slungshotted the missile incorrectly.
Oh, that's great. But anyway, so the location. So the detonation was planned for the Terminator. I'm not making that up. It was literally planned for the Terminator, the moon's visible edge, where light meets shadow for maximum visibility from Earth. Timing was critical to ensure the flash was seen by ground observers. So the visibility, the blast needed to be bright enough for telescopes or even the naked eye. So they calculated illumination thresholds, factoring in the moon's irregular brightness.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos of flashes that happen on the moon?
Yeah, I have. I don't know if they're actually real or not. That's the thing. I wonder if they're just nuking shit right now.
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. That's where my brain goes. Are they just doing little tiny nukes to test it out to see what's going on? Is there actually an intergalactic war going on right now, and we're just sending up little nukes onto the moon?
I don't know, but if anything that Olivia James, our guest that we've had on twice now, if there's, if everything she's saying about Mars Defense Force is true, that's probably where it's heading to. It's happening on the moon right now. We're kicking some alien ass, and now we're moving, probably some Nazi ass, and then we're heading to Mars.
Yeah.
To fight more Nazis, because Nazis are the ultimate villains.
I want to go step on that God platform.
Oh, dude, that'd be tight. So, I mean, they're trying to with this project. That's for damn sure. I just switched it to you accidentally.
Hello, everybody.
So, the instrumentation. So, 3 probes would be pre-planted to measure the seismic waves, radiation, and spectral data. These had to be rugged enough to survive the lunar surface and the blast's fallout. So, one hiccup, the moon's lack of atmosphere meant no classic mushroom cloud. So, just a flash. Titties. Spring break.
Yeah.
Pluto. Dude, spring break 1958 on the moon.
Warm it up, put some water on there, and you got yourself a beach.
Yeah, dude. I hate you so much. There's no sand.
You got moon dust. Who needs sand when you got moon dust? What are you talking about?
Would the beach there be called a meech? Because
No,
of the moon?
Be called the beach. What are you, stupid?
I hate
You don't change the word because of the location. Yeah, a beach is still a beach in Thailand as it is in
Yeah, but
Florida.
it's got sand, motherfucker.
So does now you got beach
The
sand.
moon's moon
You
dust.
got moon sand.
So it would be a dustich.
A distich?
A dustich.
mooch.
Let's go to the mooch, dude. I got a great lunar burn, dude.
I kind of like it being called the mooch.
The mooch and of everything. Anyways, so one hiccup: the moon's lack of atmosphere meant, like I said, no classic mushroom cloud, just a flash, some ejected debris, and maybe a radioactive dust plume. So they couldn't guarantee where the fallout would go. Lunar dust kicked up by the blast might drift unpredictably, potentially screwing up future missions.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's dust, dude. It'll go. Turn on your window wipers. You'll be
Nothing.
fine.
What are you lame? What are you soft?
So basically, they wanted a fireworks show so bright, dude. That's so American. They wanted a badass fireworks show. Dude. What better yet if they launched that on the 4th of July?
They probably wanted to.
The 4th of July.
Was there a
You know what I mean?
was there a time frame of when they wanted to release that?
Yeah, we're getting to it.
Okay, so maybe
We're
4th of July.
building up, dude. 4th of July. Oh, hell yeah, dude. But anyways, they wanted to make, fireworks so bright, it'd make the 4th of July look like a sparkler, basically. But oops, radioactive moon dust might rain on their parade. Watch out for that radioactive, dude. That's booger sugar of the moon, dude. The people thought that doing regular coke down here on Earth was the bee's knees.
Yo, careful of that mooch coming down.
You ever tried moke?
Oh, now we're just making up words. Huh?
Mocha, dude. You're gonna be mochaed up, dude. Nope. I wonder if they put moon dust in mochas, dude. Anyways, that's probably where it came from. Anywho,
Is that how you get? Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm off the rocker today, ladies and gentlemen. I ran out
too.
of words.
I am too. So here's what the expected gains out of it. So seismic waves, spectroscopy. I hate that word.
Why does science
I
have
hate
such
it.
difficult words?
We're gonna call it the Spectre copy, and space secrets. So if A119 had gone off, the scientific hull could have been honestly legit. From what, when you go through the document and they break down what they're trying to pull from it, it would have been a legit, they would have gotten real data back.
Well, they probably would have got some really interesting
know.
data about the moon's interior structure and how it reacts. And potentially how gravity would be affected by it as well.
Yeah.
If they knocked it off 1 inch or 1 millimeter, how would that affect Earth?
Yeah. So basically, a kiloton blast would send shockwaves to the moon, letting seismometers map its crust, mantle, maybe a core, whatever. And this is decades before Apollo's seismic experiment. So this is 10 years prior. They would have been doing like high-speed cameras and spectrographs would capture the explosions light, revealing the moon's surface composition, silicates, metals, or weirder shit that may or may not be up there. Now, when it comes to like radiation and gamma rays, detectors would measure the blast gamma rays and X-rays, teaching us how nukes behave in a vacuum and how the moon's radiation environment reacts. So the other thing to remember is this project is actually one of many that have to do with blowing up nukes in random places.
Yeah.
This is just the most lunatic one I've ever heard of. But they also were heavily contemplating launching a nuke into orbit and detonating it just to see what would happen.
Well, they did that a lot. There was one called
Yeah.
Project Starfish, I believe. They
Yeah.
were launching nukes into space to see the effects in space and how it would happen. What it did. So we have
Yeah.
radiation circles around our Earth now because of that.
Mm-hmm. So even without a nuke, the probes could have done cool shit regardless if they had sent those up. The original 3 probes they were going to send, they could have gotten a fuckload of information back, but they're like, well, fuck, if we can't nuke it, I don't want to fuck with them. Like, fuck that, dude.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them at all. So yeah, they're just like, it could have done cool stuff, like, you know, measure different radiations and like lunar surface properties, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, so the military and psychological goals, they have military and psychological goals out of this. So to be honest, I'm going to be real with you guys. Going through this, science was honestly coming across in this as more of a side dish.
Yeah.
The main course was just straight up of FU and intimidation to Russia.
Oh, it was
That's
100% intimidation.
The Air Force wanted a spectacle. To do the following: flex technological muscle, dude. They did. So a lunar nuke would prove the U.S. could deliver a warhead to space, which means they could deliver it fucking anywhere. Straight up.
Just another proof of the pudding in that point.
A not so subtle hint to the Soviets about ICBM capabilities, right? Now, the psychological warfare, a visible blast would rattle the USSR, showing America could dominate the, ultimate high ground. They were trying to be Obi-Wan, dude. America was like,
We have the high ground now, Anakin.
dude, they're trying to treat Russia like he's Anakin. And Obi-Wan's like, don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. That's bullshit. You had the low ground with Maul, motherfucker. Anyways.
Did you know that in the movies of Star Wars, the way they brought back Darth Maul was somehow he survived?
Mm-hmm.
I did not. Until just the other day.
Well, no, they give a backstory on how he survived in the animated shows.
But not in the movies. They say
No.
somehow he survived.
Anything made after Return of the Jedi is poo-poo fag nasty.
I did Star Wars trivia last night.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was really difficult.
Dude, you should have. I would have been your phone a friend. You could have texted or called me. I would have been sneaking you answers, dude. You just kept your earpiece in,
impossible,
dude.
It was impossible.
Just put your phone on, just make it to where I can hear them. That's it, dude. I would have totally.
What was the
cheated
battle?
for you.
What was the battle that happened? Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
We're getting sidetracked, dude. I was actually chomping at the bit. I was like, I'm ready. Anyways, so, so let's move on to ethical and environmental red flags. Even they knew it was extremely sketchy. So even in the gung-ho 1950s, the A119 team had qualms. So biological contamination is
Well, no
one.
shit.
Yeah. So hard landing probes could scatter Earth's microbes, making it impossible to tell if future lunar life was alien or just our fucking germs. Dude, there's some fecal matter up here. That's alien fecal matter.
Gotta be the alien that has Chipotle in it.
We know that one probe detected one taking a poop behind that rock.
This is
Anyways.
a very poop-centric episode. First me, now aliens.
Well, this is a batshit crazy topic.
It really is. It's bonkers.
There was also radiological fallout, right? So a nuke would leave like a whole bunch of radioactive residue,
Yeah.
up there, and potentially ruining pristine lunar sites. That was their, they don't care about the moon.
What? They were worried about like oh my God.
Yeah, they were, dude. So now there is the scientific disaster. So nuking the moon could destroy evidence of ancient organic molecules or microbial fossils, wiping out clues to the solar system's history. More like they're like, dude,
Wait.
what if there's actually evidence of some form of intelligent extraterrestrial life somewhere on the moon? Maybe it's not alive. Maybe it's a crashed ship on the other side or somewhere in a crater or whatever. And we blow it up, and there goes the Play-Doh, dude.
There goes my hero. That's
Oh,
all we can say
yeah.
because
Yeah,
copyright.
Somebody. Oh, I was about to go in the Smallville opening.
And then-
dude. Remy Zero. That was it. Yeah, that's the band. That did
I
it.
mean, that's sort of like a soft disclosure right there, right? What if there's microbial products up there?
Mhm.
Oh, wait, have we been searching that forever? I think that they just sort of said that there is in
Yep.
1958.
Yeah. And to play onto that, because I'm about to bring in the people that they roped into this.
Oh.
Yeah. So now the last one was public backlash, right? So if word got out, the global reaction would be extremely brutal. Like everyone on the planet would be like, what? Like,
Whoa.
it'd be like Jimmy Neutron's teacher getting mad. You know what I mean? Like, to be cracking at everybody. Straight up. And the report warns of political obstacles is what they put it. They put political obstacles. If public opinion turned, quote unquote, in their words, sour. They're worried about some sour people. Never stopped them before. I wonder what stopped them this time. Probably because they realized this was a really bad fucking idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, as we all know, it was just a Cold War, right? So they were saying, we're going to nuke you. We're going to nuke everything about you. We're going to nuke the moon because you went to the moon. It's just empty threats. It was much like the gay bomb experiment they tried to do in Cuba. They probably never did it.
Yeah.
Although they said they did. But
Yeah.
it's another common misconception concept that they put into a black vault CIA document, like they could have done this.
Yeah.
Do we know they didn't?
Well, I'm going to add one brief little deal, and then I'm going to get into Carl Sagan again, because he comes up intermittently, but it has to do with alien life. He's like heavy emphasis. So in chapter, it's all in fucking Roman numerals. I believe this is it would be chapter 8.
Where?
Or whatever. No, I have it written in my notes. So Carl Sagan's fingerprints are all over chapter VIII.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, that was right. Okay, cool. It will be all over chapter 8. That's where all this part is. But before I say that, so they consulted. So I said the public backlash, but they even went and consulted CTEX or CETEX, CETEX, Committee on Contamination by Extraterrestrial Exploration.
Cool.
Yeah, which downplayed lunar contamination risks but urged caution for Mars and Venus. So EastX/WestX was more paranoid. Yeah. There's multiple weird, stupid names like that in here. Just call it something normal. Was paranoid, warning the unknown subsurface conditions could harbor life. Like, they were emphasis on the life part.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fucking, they did not mention in this part at all, like microorganisms or microbials or anything like that. So it just made me wonder. I was like, do these bitches know something I don't know?
Oh, they absolutely know
because
something we don't
Roswell
know.
already happened at this point, dude.
They absolutely
Like,
know
you
something,
know?
right? It's without a doubt. And Roswell, as we know, is another example of reverse engineering or super technology that they just haven't released yet.
Yeah.
I don't think that it was a crashed alien. I think it was our technology that crashed.
Or a Nazi craft.
Something of that sort, right? Earth,
Because it did take,
Earth.
because that was
made.
after World War II ended.
Yeah, correct.
So it's like we already know Nazis were getting pulled, Nazi scientists.
Correct.
And apparently Nazi scientists, if anyone does their research, they were attempting to do anti-gravity crafts. It's documented.
Yeah, and then we
It's
took
real
them
shit.
all.
Yeah, so there's no telling what's the truth on that. But let's get into the Carl Sagan part again. So, like I said, his fingerprints are all over Chapter 8, which dives into the moon's potential for organic matter or organic life. Organic synthesis. So the report suggests UV radiation on the moon's early atmosphere or solar nebula could have cooked up amino acids.
Ooh.
They branch chain amino acids, dude, because that means they're getting fit,
They're
dude.
getting swole.
Dude, just gotta go work out, dude. He's got some BCAAs up there, dude. Anyways, with quantum yields.
Anyway.
So over 1 billion years, this could have deposited, I don't know how to say this part. I just copied and pasted it. It was $10 up little arrow $4 GM/CM squared. I don't know. It's part of my notes. That. I don't know. I just copied and pasted it.
That's 10 to the 45th power.
I know, but they put dollar signs in the document, so it confused the fuck out of me.
Oh, let's see.
Anyways, so let's move on. So the preservation. Meteoric dust might have buried these molecules under a protective layer. Life hypothesis. Sagan speculates that life could have briefly existed on the moon during its wetter, warmer youth. Dude, it's wet and warm, dude, in its youth. That's what he's saying about the moon. Anyways, with relics preserved subsurface, right? So, obviously contamination risk, a nuke or crash landing could, scatter Earth bacteria, mixing with indigenous organics and ruining future studies. So the report recommends landing on lunar Maria, a flat lava plains, to avoid disturbing potential deposits and sterilizing probes with ethylene oxide or radiation.
Methylene blue?
So Sagan's big fear was literally this. If we nuke the moon, we might obliterate evidence of alien biology before we even knew it was there. His later work on exobiology and SETI shows this wasn't a passing concern. It literally shaped his entire fucking career. Like, straight up.
Well, yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's kind of a fun fact, though. So here is a fun fact for everyone. Sagan's leak about A119 came when he listed it on a fellowship application in the 1960s, literally assuming, according to him, this was his assumption, that it was just no big deal. Spoiler.
It was a big deal.
Was. Yeah. So basically Sagan's out here like, don't nuke the moon, guys. There might be baby aliens. And the Air Force is like, Carl, we just want a big boom.
Carl,
that's it, Carl.
Shut up. You
Carl.
fucking nerd, dude. Shut up.
Basically, like, Carl was the original llama with hats.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's a YouTube thing. Anyways, old YouTube thing back in the heyday. So why it really got shelved? Well, sanity, treaties, and logistics nightmare is really the only reason it got shelved.
Yeah.
Sanity
is one of the reasons.
Yes. So why didn't we nuke the moon? Thank God for mercies.
For mercies?
Murkies. I don't know. I was trying there. I'm assuming you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm going to move on so I don't look that stupid.
What are murkies?
Public outrage. If A119 leaked, the backlash would have been apocalyptic, right? So in 1950, or in the 1950s, the public wasn't exactly chill about nukes, because the Cold War, right? Everybody was like, get under your desk and cover your head if a nuke's going to hit your school, because that will save you.
I can't find anything on murkies.
It was slang for merkin.
That's tight.
Yeah, thank you, dude. I'll be here till the end of this episode.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at your joke. That was very funny.
I
apologize.
I know.
Right,
I should have.
sorry,
I
right?
wasn't thinking. I was like, I don't think I've ever said murkies around it before. Anyway, so so they were worried about 1950s public wasn't exactly chill about nukes, like I said, and we bomb the moon wouldn't really have played well.
I'm sorry.
It
I
wouldn't have.
love that the way that you said you downplayed the nuke part so much. Like, they weren't so like chill about nukes. You know, like the whole thing was so dramatic. They were so chill about it, dude.
I'm from the future, dude. We're talking about past. Like, I'm good.
Like we're gonna nuke it. Come on, man. Just roll up a doobie. Relax, man. That's not chill, dude. Let's go listen to Grateful Dead. Let's go hang out. Get the Doobie Brothers on record. What do you...
Driving my
Why do you want to nuke things, dude?
high on cocaine. Casey,
Careful.
don't you
Wait,
bet.
Copyright.
Watch your speed.
Cop-
Is that better?
well, if I talk over it, I imagine it'd be fine.
Yeah, dude, we're fine. We're on X. We can do anything we want.
Yeah, but this
here.
isn't going to go only on X.
Yeah, that's fair. Fuck, I lost where it was.
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
that's where it was.
It's
I
just
remember
not
that.
a chill nuke time, dude. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
not
not
chill.
Not a
It's
chill
just not
nuke
chill.
time. So, so there were space treaties too. That became a thing. So in the early 1960s, talks for the Outer Space Treaty, which eventually was signed in 1967, were brewing, which was literally stated, no fucking nukes in space.
That's so fucking
That was
awesome.
in the treaties. No, like in the beginning talks, like no, it's like there was a mole or something and Russia fucking found out about it. I was like, dude, these guys are about to one up us. Let's do a treaty.
Did you know the name of the treaty before? Because I didn't know about this until this moment. So I did a real quick search, a very cursory one. Did you know the name of the Outer Space Treaty before they renamed it?
No,
Okay, well, buckle in.
I'm ready.
Formerly, the Treaty on Principles Governing the Activities of States in the Exploration Use of Outer Space, including the Moon and other celestial bodies, is a multilateral treaty.
That's the name of it.
That was formerly known as that.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm fucking tired already.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Holy
so happy
shit.
they're just like, hey, let's TikTok this Outer Space Treaty.
Dude, they fucking they expected, dude. They probably made that name. So when they gave it, they probably got arranged for like the Russians and the United States to meet, and they gave it to the Russian dude to sign in this tiny little room where it was airtight. So they would hope that him saying the title would use all the fucking oxygen in the room, and he would suffocate and die. That's the only logical explanation for such a long fucking name.
It's ridiculous. I'm very happy they shortened that something significantly different.
You want to say what it's named now?
Yeah, the Outer Space Treaty.
Okay, thank you. So much better.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the Outer Space Treaty called again? The Outer Space Treaty. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's tight.
Now that's TikTok brain, and I'm here for it.
Dude, that's great. That's great. So other than space treaties, you got the where is it? Scientific shift. So the science community leaned toward robotic probes and eventual like manned landings. Hello, Apollo missions, which I know is a big controversy nowadays in random parts of the fucking internet where it's like, we didn't go to the moon.
Oh, everything's
We
a
went-
controversy. I'm so fucking tired
Everything
of these
is
people.
now. And depending on who you're around, even just going through this document right now, like let's say I'm going to pretend right now I don't believe that the Earth is a globe, right? I'm a flirth or whatever they're called, flat earther, right? Let's say I'm a flat earther, right? And I'm going through this. Someone listening who has never listened to our show before would then be like, idiots, the Earth's flat.
Hey, that was my joke earlier.
I know, I just robbed it. You're welcome. Dude, it's called sideshow robbery, dude. Like, you're welcome. Boom. Robbed.
Please explain to me what sideshow robbery means.
Well, you said it originally, which means you would have been the main show of that moment, and I was the sideshow. And then I just came back a little later down the line and swooped back what you did
and said it funnier.
Boom. I'm not even funny. Like, take it. So, anyway, where was I? The scientific shift, I was talking about the manned landings, the Apollo mission. Nuking the moon started looking like overkill when you could just send a rover.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone in there was like, well, why are you going to nuke it? And they're like, because we're going to get all this data. Why don't you just send a fucking rover over there and do some small blasts?
Who brought Steven in?
Fucking
This guy sucks.
Oh, wait, what's that? There's something peeling off his name badge. Oh, his name's fucking Jerry. Fuck.
This
Fuck you,
guy
Jerry.
stinks. Get him out of here. He's ruining the fun. Where's my Chad friends at in here? Who
Where am I, Chad?
are like, this is blow shit up and shoot shit. No, it's gonna send rovers.
I can already,
Fucking
dude. I can
nerds.
already hear when the Chad friend once walks in. It's fucking 1959, and you hear that funk house music, dong 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 dong. Like, you know, if the Giga Chad
Yes,
theme
absolutely,
starts playing, it's just like, dude, everyone's like, oh, caught off guard. They're like, what the fuck is that noise? And you got that one dude in the back who's just a little too hip for them in that room. He's ahead of his time, and he's just like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, that's a sick ass beat. Like, hell yeah.
He's like, so are we bombing it or what, dudes? I'm trying to go hit the gym, hit my new PR.
He rips off his shirt. He's like super scrawny, but he's like, we're gonna get my PR, dude, flexing his tits.
So we bombing this shit or what?
I'm
Smoking my cigarettes and drinking my whiskey.
And we're almost done. I've only got like a few more sentences to read.
No, we gotta make sure we send a rover there. Fucking soft, dude.
rover.
Soft.
It's, dude, you're soft. We gotta be hard, dude. Like,
Get hard, stay hard, dude.
oh,
I'm trying to get bricked.
wow. Anyways, wow. Owen Wilson, thank you.
Huh?
Logistics hell. That was the next one. So, delivering a nuke, landing 3 probes, timing the blast, and ensuring visibility was a massive logistical nightmare.
These idiots want to see this
Yeah.
thing.
So, early rockets were barely reliable half the time.
No shit.
Because half the time they were blowing up on the dock. Can you imagine you fucking put a nuke in there? It's like, all right, we're going to do it. Well, why are you guys all going down into a bunker?
Oh, we got a 25% chance of this succeeding.
Well, sir, the last 10 we tested blew up on the platform.
We have a 75% chance of failure on this one, so we're not going to take a chance.
Could you imagine?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? I'm calling my wife. Oh, wait. Bitch! Like, what? I never liked you anyways. They don't blow up. Oh, hey, honey, that was...
The 1955 guy's like, see, yeah, bitch. I'm going to smoke cigarettes down in the basement of the NASA facility.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out with the boys, you know?
And then it doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the trumpet in there, dude. They had a lot of trumpet. They got a lot of brass.
We don't play none of that bad jazz music, none of that rock and roll down here.
Yeah, rock and roll.
I've lost the script.
Yeah.
I apologize, everybody.
Yeah.
I've lost the script.
He lost it. But anyways, so yeah, delivering the nuke would have been really bad. It just wouldn't have worked. A lot of logistical nightmare in it, and you know, like most of the fucking rockets blew up on the platform at that time.
I'll show you blowing up.
So, dude, you show me blowing up, dude. But so yeah, it was just like, what the hell? So by 1959, the Air Force quietly shelved A119, and the report gathered dust until declassification in the 1990s.
Yeah.
Now, on the document, when you pull it up, I believe it says it declassified in 2000, but that's when it became accessible on the public side on the internet. It was actually declassified internally in 1999.
Gotcha. So
I had to look that up because I saw a contradiction in some of the stuff I was looking up for this, and I was just like, well, it says here it was 2000. How, like, was it like December 31st at 11:59 p.m.? And then it turns out is because it didn't go public, like where you could just go look it up on the internet back in 2000 or 2001, you know, whatever.
Well, they were scared of the
At that
Y2K virus, so they didn't want to put it out just yet.
Yeah, they're worried everything was going to go out then, dude. Planes just flying, and then, oh, the camera's on me. They're afraid of, dude, I loved the fear behind Y2K because,
Oh my god, the propaganda on it is
oh my
phenomenal.
gosh. And it was like, everyone acted as if the planes would be flying, and all of a sudden, Y2K happens, and they stop mid-flight, and you just go, boom.
I think we've
Like
talked about this. I think we've
cartoony.
talked about this before, but the
Yeah.
Y2K propaganda is honestly one of the coolest things to me. There's not much propaganda that is so blatant in your face in the moment because you're
Yeah.
living it, right? And now we can look back on it and be like, holy shit, Best Buy said unplug your toaster because it's going to come alive.
Oh, dude. Oh,
They don't know what's gonna happen.
that dishwasher's done being a dishwasher. It's going to wash you.
Now that's a great horror movie tagline.
Isn't that what the Brave Little Toaster's about?
I don't know, but
Because remember all the appliances. Dude, when I was a kid, I at first liked the Brave Little Toaster when I was itty bitty.
what happened to you?
I had this thought that was like, if these bitches are alive, well, my mom and dad don't treat our home appliances very well.
Oh no.
I'd imagine they'd be really mad at everyone in the household. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not watching this show anymore.
I just love. Well, they have all these little B movies that are horror-based movies. Like they have like a Thanksgiving. They have the Ginger Dead Man. All these different movies. So
I love that.
Are they gonna release Dead Washer? Time to get washed.
Again.
It's a dishwasher horror movie. It sounds. I would definitely watch that.
Oh my god, it'd be like Tropic Thunder.
No, it's like a cursed dishwasher that gets passed around generation to generation and stays in a house. And every time somebody buys a house, they go to do dishes and they get eaten by the dishwasher. I am gonna write that movie. Copyright TM.
And it's a dishwasher, so it cleans what's left.
The scene, yeah.
Oh, dude, perfect crime.
TM.
Yeah,
Copyright.
And then your little Roomba comes out and then gets the little spots.
And
that
takes
it
a picture
get.
of me shitting and sends it to the NSA.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I can see the trailer coming out in a theater near you. What was it? What was the name of the horror movie? Dead Washer.
Dead Washer.
Dead Washer 2. Washed again.
I thought you were gonna do the Roomba one. Does your Roomba unplug itself and follow you into the bathroom every time you go potty? Your Roomba is taking photos of you shitting.
Coming July 21st. In a theater for you, 4D IMAX. Like, what the, dude, all it's going to be is a compilation of like ultra high definition in these 4D fucking
Who's going to be the
of all
star?
these people taking a shit.
Who's going to be the star of Dead Washer? Who's going to be the main actor or actress?
You talking about like current?
I want Aziz Ansari.
Oh, yes. I want Aziz Ansari.
Hey, man, this fucking dishwasher's eating me, dude. What the hell, man?
That's the best impression you've ever done. Dude. Oh my gosh. To anyone who's listening right now, that is the first time that you've done an actual real impression of someone and it didn't sound like a fucked up I don't know what. You always do the same voice
like
for
a
every
marbled, wet something.
Do your Yoda.
That's me, Yoda. Mr. Yoda.
Dude, that Jar Jar Binks I just did.
That didn't sound like Jar Jar.
Mr. Yoda.
Wait.
Hey,
Anyways,
where did Jar Jar Binks take Obi-Wan Kenobi? What was the city called underwater?
the Water City.
See, that's what I put during trivia last night, and it was wrong. It was Gutan Bukan.
Dude,
Who the fuck would have known that? What kind of dumb shit is that, dude? Are you kidding me? Gutan Butan? Get out of here, you fucking nerds, dude. I swear to God.
you know,
What kind of sound system was Star Wars remastered on? Tell me that, huh, bucko?
LucasArts.
No,
Studios.
THX. Fucking nerds, dude.
LucasArts Studios was involved in that.
The answer was THX. It was owned by LucasArts.
I was right by proxy. Fuck off.
Stupid ass.
Anyways,
Star Wars trivia.
Yeah, I don't really care that much for the prequels. I like the original trilogy. But anyways, let's move on. Where was I? So, to anyone who is stuck through this whole thing about this wild lunacy of nuking the moon.
We see you. We love you. Hello.
Yeah, we do. But to put it in modern generational terms for all you whippersnappers out there, they basically canceled. So look at it like this. I'm going to change up the verbiage. They canceled A119 because it turns out launching a nuke to the moon is harder than launching a TikTok career. And they were like, fuck it. That's way too complicated. Yeah, it's more complicated to launch a nuke to the moon because of all the things we just went through. Instead of just shooting and pointing and shooting at it, it's easier. Yeah, it's harder to do that than launching a TikTok career because no one ever get, you know.
I don't.
A career doing TikTok versus launching a thing at the moon.
Yeah, TikTok's way easier.
I failed at it. I can't do either, dude.
Damn it.
Damn it.
What was your TikTok career? What are you dancing?
We have the same channel. It kind of stays in one place. We get banned a lot.
Yeah, we do. We get yelled at a lot.
So, anyways, these are my final thoughts on this. So, basically, this is like Wile E. Coyote meets DARPA in a weird way. Like the whole nuking the moon thing. It's kind of
Wile E.
like
Coyote meets
Wile E. Coyote.
DARPA?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you know, Project A119 is the Cold War distilled, basically. So, paranoia, hubris, and a touch of genius wrapped in batshit crazy plan. And it's not just a footnote, it's a mirror to an era where bigger is better. Just like down in Texas, we never forgot that. Everything bigger in Texas.
It's always been that way down here.
Hell yeah, dude. See, they should have just let us nuke the moon.
We got big poops, big trash, big houses, big ass.
Big drugs.
No, fentanyl's pretty small.
Pretty big ducks, too, dude. I've seen some geese.
That's not a duck.
They're in the duck family. It's got a bill and it quacks.
Yeah, LucasArts
that
and
duck.
THX, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Duck and goose.
Same, dude, they're just like off. They're in the same family.
Yeah, dude. I saw a
You
penguin
know?
last week. I thought it was a duck.
Dude, I saw a penguin. Yeah, but it doesn't whack at you.
No, they do geese. They honk at you.
Huh? Huh?
Clip that and ship that. Why is the camera on me while you're making that noise?
Huh? I'm doing my geese call, dude. Anyway, so, so pretty much it's an era where bigger is better meant megatons, not followers. You know what I mean?
Did you ever see that movie Leprechaun I brought up with
The Leprechaun?
Travis Michael, I thought last time? And there was a scene where I brought it up with Ryan, R.A. Cisco, and the Leprechaun, he pulls up in his pants, and the Leprechaun outer space looks down at his crotch and goes, "Bigger is better." Just like Texas, huh? Just like Texas.
Yeah.
I got there.
So this is like
Long
this
walk
is
in
my
the park.
last thing here, you know. So this is like Wile E. Coyote got a DARPA grant, Acme Lunar Nuke is what it was called,
You're lying.
and guaranteed to catch the Roadrunner or at least a cool explosion. We didn't just want to win the space race. We wanted a tattoo made in motherfucking USA up there, dude, on the moon with a nuclear warhead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So Sagan went from, you know, basically let's nuke the moon to,
Let's save the galaxy.
yeah, and save the little pale blue dot. Talk about a glow up, dude.
Yeah, I think
You know?
I think Carl Sagan was watching them attempt to thwart the Cold War by blowing up Sputnik and the moon, only to realize that he hates the government. He was just like,
Yeah.
let's we need to reconsider our plans here. I mean, I don't like our government either. I'll be honest. I don't like most governments. The fact that they brought one of the scientists who wrote Pale Blue Dot and made him do mathematical equations on how to blow up one of his favorite places
Yeah.
other than Earth, the moon, is
Yeah.
very silly to me. And,
So-
well, of course, they didn't know that, right? But now they have him becoming super famous for billions and billions of stars.
I'm going to give a few random little knowledge nuggies about this as like a closeout for the whole thing. Like, because that was just for the document. I did do some side research, digging around. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Digging around to see if there's anything that was connected to A119, to this project. So one thing that stood out to me and I made a note about is that there's missing volumes
Oh, really?
in the document. Yep. It lists out, these are the documents that are a part of this, but it's missing.
So they did nuke it.
Well, it makes me wonder, why are those not there?
And it makes me wonder.
You know? And then, of course, you know, yeah, so there's that. And then, where is it? Right here. So there's actually a couple of projects, like there's like related U.S. Cold War kind of like space schemes that are actually tied directly to this, which is one is Project Iceworm. And it was a plan. Have you ever heard of Project Iceworm?
I have not. Please
Yeah,
enlighten
dude,
me.
it's better than a hot worm, I'll tell you what. So
Giggity.
yeah, so Project Iceworm was a plan to build a network of nuclear missile launch sites under Greenland's ice cap,
Oh shit! Right on.
complete with a 2,500-mile tunnel system. It supposedly was abandoned after the ice proved unstable, but it shows the military's obsession with extreme environments. But I think it's very interesting that all of a sudden Trump's like, we're going to take Greenland. We want Greenland.
I don't find that. I mean,
No, I'm just saying, because I was doing this and it made me think of the whole Greenland thing that happened a couple months ago.
that makes sense to me because they want to produce more AI, more data centers. They need a cold facility where they can just open the window and cool down the data centers. I mean, server rooms get really, 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 really hot.
Yep.
And if you put one in Florida, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Now, there is the next one is lunar military bases.
Ooh.
They have a whole project on that too. The Army's Project Horizon, which was in 1959, is when it came out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had it muted. I hit the mute button, so it muted
cool.
both of us. Sorry. But basically, Project Horizon, if anyone has never heard of this one, it was from 1959. It proposed a manned lunar base by 1966, armed with nuclear warheads and quote-unquote lunar bulldozers.
What?
They literally called them lunar bulldozers to dig trenches.
Dude, I
work.
need this job.
I do too. I love writing up projects that never happen. Or do they?
Like,
Bum, bum, bum.
hey guys, I think it'd be a good idea for us to go to, like, I don't know, we can go deep into the Mariana Trench, right? Yeah, how do we get down there? I don't know, shoot a big sonic wave blast down into the ocean and then follow behind it really quick.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a good idea, right?
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that, oh, sorry, wrong one. And the interesting is that Project Horizon, they say it was scrapped due to cost and like supposed sanity checks, but it shared a really big thing in common with A119 for nuking the moon,
Yeah.
which was the militarization correlation to the moon. So they had like the same outline in place in that project for what they were wanting to do in some of the like for launching something up there, for launching the nuke, launching the rocket, and launching the probes. It actually lines up exactly with Project Horizon. So it sounds to me like maybe A119 was made as a fluff for them to do something else.
Well, that's pretty typical. That's
You know?
pretty typically the standpoint, right?
Yeah.
They want this grandiose task. You can think about it in context of like, hey, we want to go and get gold from China.
Mhm.
That's what we want to do. But we can't tell the American people about it. So instead, we're going to talk about Roswell, New Mexico, an alien craft has fallen. That's going to be headlines.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put a tiny little document underneath that saying, hey,
Yeah.
also we went to China.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, and so I'm going to say one more on this, and then there's two other small ones I'm going to list. But the other thing is that, where is it? Oh, of course. You already brought up Operation Starfish, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you know there was already stuff happening before Operation Starfish?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what I'm going to list right now. So Operation Argus. This took place in 1958, which Starfish took place, I believe, in the early 1962 or 63. So it took place like 4 years prior, and Operation Argus was all about was where the U.S. they did this. They detonated 3 small nukes 300 miles above the South Atlantic to create an artificial radiation belts,
That's cool.
and they did it. Yeah. It tested basically space nuke effects very relevant to A119s.
Yeah.
Well, the data that was produced from that showed that if we nuke the moon, we're going to radiate massive parts of Earth. That's what they learned from that, because they did it over a remote area in the ocean, far away from people and land, and the radiation came down.
As I would imagine
Yeah.
so.
Granted, you're like, oh, it's close. Well, the moon's also in Earth's orbit too. That radiation would slowly get pulled back to us.
Yeah.
So
The moon's not that far, relatively, right?
yeah, so there's that. And then there's another one, Operation Hard Track. That took place in 1958 and that included high-altitude nuke tests to study electromagnetic pulses, EMPs. These informed A119's plasma magnetic field experiments from Chapter 7, in that document. So it's like,
Oh, we're getting a call.
we got a call coming in. Let's see who it is.
Knock, knock.
Hello, can you
Call
hear
from-
us?
Yeah, my name's Cletus.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Cletus.
Hello, Cletus. You're on the air with us right now. We have no idea who you are, but I love your
Oh,
name.
wow, cool. No, I'm so excited. Listen, long-time listener, first-time caller. But goddamn, I'm happy as a pig in shit to be able to talk to you boys today.
Happy to pay the
God
shit.
damn it, Ryan.
I don't know. Doesn't
Who's
really
this
sound
fucking
like
Ryan
Ryan.
guy you're talking about? I bet he's real handsome, probably got a big old ween on him too, you know?
Cletus, I'm telling you what right now, big dog, I love having you back on the show, buddy. First time, long time fan
Hey.
here of me to you, buddy.
Yeah, all right. It's all right through my shit. It's Ryan, your favorite author, I guess.
Yeah, our
Well-
favorite author. Hey, buddy, where are you driving to? Sounds like you're in the car.
Yeah, I know. I'm heading to the girlfriend's house. Just got over the mountains where we have no signal, so I figured I'd pop in and give you guys a call and be like, "Hey, you're awesome, and I love your show." You know, so.
Yeah, right back at you, brother. We're
Yeah.
nearing the end of it. We're talking about nuclear bombs hitting the moon. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
Well, didn't that was like, when was that? Was that like Trump's last run when they did that?
You're probably right. I mean, they were acting as if the moon owed them money. They were shooting it down. So this
Well,
happened in
I think they heard there was oil. You know.
Exactly. Hey, I made that joke too. Hell yeah.
Space oil up there, dude.
It's like 1958.
I think that goddamn moon needs some freedom.
It needs some freedom.
Let's give it a nuke so it can defend itself.
Awesome, Ryan. That's so good.
Well, Ryan, before you have to go, I'm going to ask you of something real quick. Is there another...
Yeah.
So we're going to soon advertise also to anyone listening right now in the public sphere. If anyone would like to know, which I'm going to tell you anyways, so we have a beautiful story that was created called, I'm going to save the name just yet, but it is almost 100% complete. It has been visually drawn out. It's like 90% there, like 90, or I'd say like 95% there.
Just you're beating around
And,
the bush here. Ryan wrote us a short story.
He wrote us a short
And-
story that's about me and Evan going on an adventure, and it's got aliens, it's got violence, it's got sex, dude.
Yeah.
It's got
There's,
sex.
there's, yeah, there's some of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and the best part is that for once, everyone gets to know about the three-titted aliens that are around the backside of Pluto. So,
Hell yeah, my dude.
yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. But yeah, we're very excited about that. And Ryan authored this for us and wrote it for us, and we're putting it all together so we can actually make a actual, basically like a mini visual short story for people to watch and listen to. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be great. But
Yeah, that is exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. Or were you about to say something, Evan?
Oh no, I just love hearing from you, Ryan. Call in every time. You know when we go live. You have our numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I fucking, you guys are like my best friends. Well, my only friends, but you know,
Hell yeah.
default best friends. There you go.
Defaults.
By default. I love it. Well, man, thanks for calling in.
Drive safe, Ryan.
Yeah,
Talk to you
no,
later, bud.
fucking, yeah, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, what were you about to say? You sound like you're about to say something just now.
No, just looking forward to catching this episode on the podcast here next week when it gets released for audio.
Oh yeah, we might give it to you early as an exclusive.
Oh, You're gonna give it to me early, all right?
Else, dude.
So he's like, oh, I get the exclusive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exclusive. But anyways, well, man, thanks for calling in, and you drive safe now, all right?
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Yeah.
See, everybody,
look
the
at
phone
that.
does work.
The phone does fucking work. Oh my god. I just have to remember to have it open so it rings. I'm really bad. I'm like the equivalent of like a landline phone, leaving it unplugged all day. You know. So
How come the telemarketers aren't calling me anymore?
yeah, because they
Phone
can't.
hasn't been plugged in for months.
Hell yeah, dude. So, anyways, Operation Hard Track, like I was saying, before Ryan,
Very
rudely
very
interrupted.
kindly interrupted us.
It was a high altitude nuke tests,
Cletus.
all that stuff, study EMP stuff, and they learned a bunch of fucked up things. But next is the K project. I only have one more, and then I got nothing else. But the K project, and now this is on the Soviet side. The USSR conducted high altitude tests in 1961 through 1962, mirroring the U.S. efforts. Both sides were probing space as a battlefield, with A119 as a lunar extension. But both sides came to the conclusion of, this is a really bad fucking idea.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Like, even the commies were like, yeah, we ain't gonna do that kind of
Yeah, hey, sorry, we're not going to go
know.
back up there. Please don't bomb the...
Yeah.
Don't nuke the moon. We promise not to send that Sputnik 2 up there yet.
Yeah. Now, the last one is just to touch on the whole treaty pushback thing. So, the 1963 Partial Test Ban Treaty and 1967 Outer Space Treaty banned nukes in space, driven partly by fears of projects like A119 and E4 militarizing the cosmos. But then also it's like, don't blow up the moon. That's a bad fucking idea.
That's a really bad idea.
And they learned from all their test nukes up in the high altitude
I wonder how-
atmosphere and
You know,
orbit.
I like fireworks. I wonder what it would have looked like. I am curious. I would like to look at it. Well, shit, do it.
Yeah, fuck.
Just don't look up, right? That's the
They made a movie about
Yes,
that.
they
Yeah,
did.
Don't look up, dude.
That's the joke, babe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was I have a whole a couple of notes I wrote just talk about cultural impact, but I wasn't gonna say them. But you said don't look up. It's actually one of the things I wrote in here.
Oh, really?
Was I referenced a whole bunch of different movies that kind of take a very similar narrative of like where the moon explodes or something devastating or cataclysmic happens
Yeah, go on.
in space outside our orbit. He's got his binky in right now. He's drinking his bottle. Sorry, I had to switch it to, you know how some people carry around a tire iron in their back seat in case they have like a road rage incident, they got to defend themselves or whatever, and they don't carry a gun, they got a tire iron or something. Evan carries a giant steel. Dude, you look like a baby. Giant steel thermos, dude.
What, dude? This thing,
What?
this thing's
Oh.
got a gallon of water in here, dude.
Yeah, no.
You gotta stay
crap.
hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. What's
Yeah.
the problem?
Gotta stay hydrated. Anyways, but yeah, so that's all I got. That's Project A119 in a fucking nutshell. Like, that's straight up how it happened. That's yeah, and that's I implore anyone going to the chat message. I see we have 44 people listening right now. We have posted the Black Vault a couple of times in there. The link for that document. That's the easiest one to get to. You can also find the document and a couple of other documents that are similar in narrative and kind of relate to it through like FOIA and National Archives and the FBI archives and all that crap. So yeah, there's many different places you can find it. The Black Vault makes it easier to find. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
It's not as counterproductive of a search spot, It's very easy to find. Anyways, with that being said, I got nothing else.
Y'all ever just...
I think that means
they
You're
make for
muted.
us.
You were muted.
Shit! Thank you so much, David Southerner and Dustin Beck over there at fucking making us the outro and intro. Thank you so much to Bad Cat for the art and the production here. Anyway,
my
bye.
gosh. Oh my god.